Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
What's up? I'm Slide Whistle, and we have a new enemy of the podcast to talk about.
'Tis I, Immunization, the vampire, plus a new enemigo.
And it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horrid Punching Bag. I can't wait to post about our new enemy on the Proudmoore Facebook page. We're all still on it, right?
Yeah, all of us, right?
I don't know, I'm not banned at least. Slide.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
not banned.
Okay, so there's a Proudmoore Facebook page that is, that's very loose, because technically it's Manipaw's carnival where he gets to say whatever he wants to say and post his weird things and theories.
It's mainly become... Okay, first off, let's preface this by saying that he is one of the people who has not played the game in probably half a year, and he's one of those people that has consistently posted about the game still, about how
we
shit
have
it is.
clocked him. The last he played was April, I believe, of this year, but the last time he posted was today.
Okay, so if you don't know, if you're not a Proudmorean, Manipaw's is the server jester. He's the one person on the server that everyone knows, whether you love him or hate him. And I thought we were cool. We talked about his Denny's bullshit all the time. And then he...
Yeah, he's always been a good time guy. This is so out of nowhere.
I mean, maybe we just didn't patrol the Facebook page very often, because I'm a part of it, but I never really check it, because I'm never on Facebook in general.
Yeah, this is the most use it's gotten out of me, and it's out of spite.
No, he's always been pretty shitty. He has some pretty shitty opinions. I posted trade chat, weird, ooh, did you see that boy's nipples? And weird, what are you talking about, dude? Just very odd being, who also apparently likes to think that Blizzard is all the devil, and they're making the changes to Finkel Einhorn, and now I can never play World of Warcraft again.
It's so weird. So I did go back and look at a lot of his posts in order to get receipts. And he's used the phrase this is the last straw and I'm finally done. No fewer than 13 times. It's and I know it's because he's Proudmoore's guy and he has a whole Facebook page dedicated to it. But it's stop staying here and making yourself upset. Because I guess it really does upset him that much.
Well, it's so weird to me is that, how can it be the last straw several times in a row when he doesn't even play the game anymore? He probably doesn't even have an active sub anymore, so I feel like the last straw was a while ago.
But my favorite is his statement here. I literally cannot make this shit up. Honestly, enough is enough, and I don't know when or if it's ever going to end. But this is absolutely absurd, and I cannot understand how some head of the company, high executives of the company, somebody overlooking the changes that are being done by these developers, aren't actually taking any action, because this Finkel Einhorn change is the most stupidest thing. Now at the point, it's just fucking annoying. What? Does he think Bobby Kotick's guys, we gotta change Finkel Einhorn. We gotta change Finkel.
It's and I feel so bad because I scream it every episode for the past month and a half. People see Blizzard as this huge, it's just a thwomp just going down and changing things. And it's no, there's multiple departments, and these departments, marketing doesn't know what the devs do, doesn't know what HR does, doesn't know what Robbie Cody's doing. The people making these changes are the actual dev team, everyone. The upper management that you all hate that are doing the bad things, they have no idea what's happening in World of Warcraft.
So all I simply posted was the statement from the Blizzard team that says we are making these...
Which by the way, is apparently some magic trump card. I'm sorry, I'm getting mad now. It is never in any argument that I see online. And when we post it, people get dumbstruck. It was on Wowhead, and it was on the front page for forever. How have people not seen this thing?
It's literally just them being people. Okay, so the people who are mad are only selectively mad. They were mad when they felt the workers weren't being represented. They're we need to stand by these workers, and then the workers do something, and ask to be supported and clarify that the thing that everyone's mad about, like these changes apparently. I mean, I'm not, but like collectively, apparently it seems like everyone's mad about these changes. And then these developers are like, we wanted to make these changes, and then all of a sudden these people don't want to actually support them. So
it's like, so I just posted the article that was just, we're making these changes because the game should change, and it's an old joke. And I posted that, and I was actually, for as argumentative as I am, that was the most civil I've been in an argument in like 15 years.
Yeah, I was going through your post when you got banned, and I was like, surely he called someone like a smooth brain fucker or something. But I was like, no, these are just like words.
There wasn't one insult thrown. If somebody replied, I simply told them why what they were saying was wrong, and to simply read the article, because people were commenting and who obviously didn't read the article. They're like, yeah, this is Bobby Kotick's thinking. And I'm like, did you read the whole thing you're commenting on, person? And other people were posting and saying like, oh my god, I didn't even realize that this was data mine stuff and that it wasn't them making a statement. Thank you so much. People legitimately said that. And then all of a sudden the group disappears and the post is deleted. And I'm like, wait, I literally, for the first time in my life, did nothing wrong. And I can say that.
What you did wrong was you were spitting straight facts, and it wasn't aligned with Manipaw's narrative and his little palace there on the US Proudmore page.
So I am still BNet, or I was still BNet friends with Manipaws, because we added each other to do something way back when. I don't remember what it was. I think one of us had like a rare to share. And occasionally our interactions would just be him making an Olive Garden joke in a trade chat, and me being like, what about moons over my hammy, which is his favorite Denny's sandwich item. And then he was from me being like, haha, XD, LOL, whatever. It's not like we're like best friends or anything. Like, but I was a little bit of a Manipaw's defender, even though he's pretty shitty. You know, I'm like, fuck this dude. He's literally just trying to combat anybody who says Blizzard isn't bad. And then he deletes the post on the Proudmark community page where everyone can post. It's just weird. It's fascism at its finest, people.
It's literally 1984. Slides over there with Dave Rubin. They're censoring me.
I was going to say, we need to make the Rita Ranch yard sale version of the US Proudmore page where you can speak freely.
Rita Ranch. If you're in that group, I don't know, just post the article and see what he says. Oh, wait, actually I forgot. I messaged Manipaws because I was going to try to get him to do an interview for the podcast where I could just be like, why the fuck did you remove me, bro? But he responded and he was just like, I don't know who you are. And I'm like, that's fair. Like, we talked some. And I was like, by the way, you kicked me from the Proudmore group. Why did you do that? And I can't wait to talk about it on the podcast. And he said, it had nothing to do with you linking an article. I don't tolerate drama. And you were arguing with people, but I'm busy now, so talk to you later. And I was like, girl, that is the most, like, BS response. There was no drama. If anything, the people who were responding were way, like, 18 times more aggressive than I was. They were just like, oh, this is so bad. Finkel Einhorn needs to stay Finkel Einhorn for a reason. God gave him. I'm like, what? Finkel Einhorn is nobody.
And the big thing that I saw was, like, they got into, and I'm not like a pearl clutching, like, oh my goodness, vulgarities, but they were getting into like just nasty business to be like, what's wrong with a good dry hump? Yeah, I teabag my friends after every kill. Who doesn't appreciate a good baggin'? And it's like, yeah, great comment section you got here, Manipaws.
It's impressive when, like, you think of World of Warcraft and you think of, like, older, stuck in the times white guy who is, like, kind of racist, kind of, you know, oh, I don't stand for this gendered shit.
Yeah, you're aged gamer guy.
You would think on a gay community server, LGBT one, it'd be different. But of course it's not. It's the exact same. The same, just this with a little bit of a gay rainbow sprinkled over it. Like,
You would think that, like, a gay furry on the US Proudmore server, which is the gay server, would understand the the importance of removing a reference in the game that is, like, anti-trans.
Hey, according to the guy we beefed with, they weren't trans, they were just really good dressed up. That adult woman in the film that was supposed to be a man, it was just really good makeup, okay? Facts over feelings.
So weird. Maybe we should make an alternative Facebook group. We should make the Rita Ranch yard sale page where you can speak freely, but just only men.
Yeah, we're not gonna kick people out if you're being an asshole. Like, we'll just be an asshole back.
Just menopause. What's up? I don't get it. It's funny because you said you think a gay furry would be more tolerant, and I feel like you have a 50-50 shot on the gay furries. Like, I feel like they either are all in or they are only in it for, like, the first sex, and then that's it. Well,
yeah, then they're literal Nazis or something. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the homosexual furry to weird far-right pipeline goes... It's a lot wider than you'd think. It's one of the great mysteries of the internet.
I feel like now it sounds like we're calling Manipause a Nazi, which is not what we're saying. That is definitely not the spectrum he's on. He's somewhere way more to the left of a Nazi, right? To be clear.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry if I implied that in my statement, but like I will say he's not a Nazi, but he did employ some fascist tactics while running this US Proudmore Facebook page.
Who knows? Let's make a new group. Get out of that if you're in that group. Give Manipause some trouble in there. I don't know. Say some nice things and he'll ban you. And there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop some articles and that'll be too much. I'm trying to get actively banned, but I'm not spicy enough yet, I guess. I didn't catch his ire.
Which is funny because the things that you were posting, Aaron, were like approximately 15 times spicier than the things that Slide was posting.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I believe I said a statement that was like, sure wish that Slide Whistle's name was here to rebuff this statement, but unfortunately he was banned. It appears this is not a group for everyone on the server, but instead just Manipause and his friends to say some bullshit.
I don't know, maybe because your name's a lot more white-sounding than mine.
They saw my profile picture, which so many of them don't have. They just have a picture of, like, a D&D elf. And they're like, oh, he's one of us. Look at those glasses. Look at that skin. He's a gamer guy.
Fuck you, Manipause. Don't come back. I tweeted at so many people who were like, I'm not coming back to World of Warcraft because Finkel Einhorn's name was changed. And I said, good. We don't want you here. Stay away.
And, like, for your reference, listeners, Slide sent this from our company account. So, you know, I think this is
all three of us are now engaged in the battle.
So, like, I feel like, you know, we're no strangers to feuds, and we're no strangers to winning our feuds. And I feel like technically we won this feud with Manipause because he, like, just decided to, like, literally ban you instead of actually confronting you. But anyways, we have our most aggressive feud yet, which is, like, just DNR against apparently everybody because Slide was on a tirade the other day.
I'm fucking ready.
It is no longer about discerning enemies from friends. It's friends from enemies. If you're not with us, you're against us.
DNR versus everybody. DNR versus you. If you're mean.
And yeah, you know, new shirt idea.
So I was told that. So this all fucking resolves around the fact that the gnome formerly known as Finkel Einhorn, now known as Pip Quickwit, had his name changed. And he was deemed very important and without change because he was in 2 dungeons and in your inn. And that relates to this week's Time Warp.
Oh shit, we're doing Garrison followers?
Oh fuck, I don't.
Whoa.
So, this week, I'm going to ask you a number of famous and apparently super important faces. Remember, everyone who's on this list is just as important as your Malfurions and your Jaina's and your such, who show up in your inn to give you quests. On the count of 3, give me as many names as you can do.
Wait, for clarification, are these Garrison followers?
These are garrison quest givers from the inn.
Oh, so the ones that, like, visit?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3.
Millhouse Mana Storm.
Admiral Taylor? I don't know if he's one. Valera, maybe?
Garona, I believe, visits you.
Is it actually is Khadgar? No, I don't think Khadgar's one of them.
Medivh? No, he's not one of them. Khadgar might be one of them, actually. There are some big ones.
But I think a lot of them are just random people.
Leroy Jenkins, I'm pretty sure visits you. I'm pretty sure comes by.
I don't know. Is there like a Gazlo or his gnome lady counterpart?
My god, I can see their faces standing there. Which dwarf is it? Is that Moradin? No, Moradin wouldn't come down there. It'd be somebody less important. Falstad? Is Falstad there?
Oh, the one night elf lady is a Starseeker?
Time!
Don't say that name.
Wow. I mean, how could you forget all these incredibly important characters?
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear this list.
Did we get any of them, Aaron?
Slide got Millhouse Mana Storm.
That's how you get the naked toy thingy.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I switched mains right at the end of WoD, so I never had a fully leveled garrison on any of my characters, I don't think. So I never really did anything in the inns.
Also, Slide, you are incorrect. That's how you get the thing that turns you into Millhouse. You turn naked by talking to Morose.
What?
And there's a bunch of them, but it runs the gamut from Pip Quickwit, Lorewalker Cho, Darian Mograine.
Pip, and that was what caused this time warp.
Yeah, that was the lead-in. Gammon, Taushi, Johnny Awesome, all these people. But are you telling me you forgot really important people like Fleet Master Seahorn, Cowled Ranger, Impsy?
I was gonna say Ypsilanti.
There you go. Or Crow Threadstrong. All deeply important, unchangeable characters.
I want to hear more about Cowled Ranger.
That sounds to me like they just didn't give them a name.
Were they like in disguise? Was it a disguise?
If I remember correctly, it was just a Dark Ranger, but they're so mysterious. It's like, you don't know my name. I'm just a Dark Ranger. I could be anyone.
Man, this makes this argument even worse. So when that guy on Twitter was saying that Finkel Einhorn is iconic because he was a garrison follower, I thought he was a garrison follower, like on mission tables. I didn't realize he was a man who just showed up
every so often. He might show up with a blue exclamation. You got to kill 10 demons and come back to him for some gold.
And then people also argued that he's important because he had a Hearthstone card, but he didn't even have his own Hearthstone card, really.
He was in the Beast.
This is like the definition of virtue signaling, right? Because nobody cares about Finkel Einhorn, and they're acting like he's a martyr, right? They're saying that it's important, but literally he's nothing. They're using it as a weird.
I think you're thinking about it differently. I feel like virtue signaling is normally I feel like they call the change of his name as Blizzard virtue signaling, which I think the concept of virtue signaling and cancel culture is all fake anyways.
Oh, I guess I was thinking they're. I guess you're right. I was thinking of them, but they're trying to die on this hill that Finkel Einhorn is important. It's like reverse virtue signaling.
It's okay. So I don't know how great of an analogy that this is, but Pip Quickwit is like their stepdad Ron. He's coming in to fill the same role. It's not although in this case it literally is the same man, but it's something different that comes into your life, and it's like, you know what, we're gonna keep going with this even though it's slightly different. And people are, no matter how bad their original dad was, it's like, well, dad I knew was better than stepdad Ron.
I miss Ron though. He's iconic. We gotta talk about the important shit, though. We gotta talk about our fucking boy, the one and only Sarge. That's his name, right? Meat Mouse? Meat Mouse's name is Sarge?
Yeah,
he's here.
Meat Mouse.
We have some good news now, and that good news is our boy Sarge, the Meme Mouse, is now in the World of Warcraft. Did you boys unlock him yet?
Oh, you know that I downloaded or re-downloaded Hearthstone on my phone to go on the quest for rats.
That's what that's what your quest is?
Yeah, and it was easy enough. The Hearthstone thing was like 20 minutes long. I did it while eating dinner, and then I got Sarge.
Okay, so I will first off say that he doesn't look nearly as creepy as we thought he would look based on that picture that we got when they first announced him. I don't think he looks as bad in-game as we thought he was going to. I am a little disappointed that he can't fly, especially since he literally flies in his mount special. But that mount special is probably one of the cooler mount specials I've seen in the game.
I don't understand the decision to not make him fly. Like, Sarge is magical. He's a magical mouse. Put some cards on his feet.
You could just have, that's what I was just about to say, is have cards slip under his feet, because the cards, the magic of them makes them float, so just say, be like, oh, he's got cards under his feet, and they lift him up.
Or just have, like you could have cards under his feet, instead of, like, trails of, like, wind, it's, like, dollars, because you paid to win in Hearthstone, and so it's just blowing away the wind.
It's microtransactions. Four packs that you just purchased for $5.99 slip under his feet.
I also want to make it known, this is mainly for the benefit of Jamonkey and Sully. You previously congratulated Slide Whistle and Sully for purchasing
Did he fall off the boat?
bundles or packs of the new mercenary mode. But earlier today, Slide Whistle did in fact purchase 2 bundles.
I saw him playing mercenary modes, and I said, "There's no way this motherfucker did this free."
I'll have you know, I did do it free, actually, for a long time. I only recently bought something. Like, I bought it, like, literally, like, 5 hours ago from now. Aaron, thank you very much.
Yeah, and
like
I had to
5
narc
hours
on you
ago
immediately.
from now, so you'll be purchasing this.
No, 5 hours ago.
1 a.m.
Not 5 hours from now.
That's what I thought. Like, I bought it 5 hours. I was like, oh shit, do you have a timer?
I was on my lunch break, and I was just happening to peruse my garrison in the mercenary area, and I was like, okay, well, the welcome bonus is only $5, and I get a guaranteed hero, and I want to get another hero, and I got golden Anduin, so, you know, maybe it was worth the money, and then maybe I spent $25 on the other bundle. That's neither here nor there.
Slide Whistle.
Did I get more cool stuff? Maybe I did. Okay.
For the record,
you can't even confirm.
Also...
It's a maybe.
No.
For the record, I also did buy a bundle. I bought the $5 one, but I also never said that I wouldn't, so...
I never said I wouldn't. I said that I had it. I said that I had not. Normally, I pre-order this shit immediately because I'm always playing Hearthstone on the train, to and from work. My commute was 2 hours. Now it's only like an hour. But my lunch breaks are longer, so it's worth it. Okay, it makes me happy.
Oh, I just thought it was funny because, like, literally yesterday or whatever in Raid, you were talking about how you hadn't bought it yet.
I held out. I didn't what I don't understand. I still don't understand why would I have pre-ordered the Lich King bundles. You can get the Lich King in the game. I don't. You can still you can craft him. So why would I? Was there like a fuck ton of card packs you got? Doesn't seem worth it. Anyway, this isn't a Hearthstone podcast, so we can probably do that. You know, who knows?
No, if we do that, then Blizzard Pods will change the little logo next to our name.
I don't like that logo. I mean, I do like it, but like not for us.
Yeah, like just give us a Hey Arnold head on the WoW podcast directory. Let's go.
Can you imagine?
Oh my god!
Just everyone scrolling down is the same like 3 or 4, and then there's just like Gerald's hair. What?
Everybody sent a petition to Warcraft Radio to change our icon to a football head silhouette. That's all we want. Or maybe even a stinky. Give us a stinky.
Helga's.
Give us a Yahoo soda.
Just drank it.
I want a backwards cap and 3 little hairs for Sid. That's all that I want. That's it.
Can you make our logo just the gif of Stinky throwing the ball against his own billboard in that one specific episode? Just have it loop.
No, I want Stinky's dad who's like, son, why? It's $1 million and we're poor. That's honestly a really sad scene because, like, Stinky walks away with his morals, but his dad, they're literally dirt poor. Like, his dad needs that money and he could have had it, and his good for nothing son gave it all away.
I'm still thinking about like the possibility of us having like a football head logo, like silhouette logo, but then people might think that we're like a football or sports podcast, and that's the very opposite of what this
If
is.
somebody looks at the silhouette of Arnold and thinks football and not football head, I think it's even funnier, and I kind of welcome that. Okay, so we got to talk about the thing that Sully linked us, because we wouldn't have seen it otherwise. Sully, congrats, you're officially a content submitter for the pod. We got some hot Lightforge Draenei mount action coming our way, baby. Golden elephants.
It's a goat thing, but yeah, it's really cool.
Golden goats. I didn't look at it again because my brain said Elec, but you're right, it is a goat. It's like one of those like it's the Argusian goat, right?
Yeah, that our goat.
Damn. Okay, you know what's funny is that at first glance when I opened it again for the second time, I was like, "That's just a Lightforge Draenei." No, that's a goat. That's a mount. That's not a. That's not a person.
I just realized that, but your comment just made me realize though that it's a goat riding a goat, right? That's a little weird. But I guess it's like as a panda, you can like have a panda as your servant and then all that stuff. But this is cool. This mount is cool though. I really like how the back plate is literally a Naru.
I like this. Feels so over the top that it's great. Like there's so much shit that they. I knew it. I knew DC. There's so much shit that's nailed onto this that it looks so fucking good. So like, it's so holy.
Yeah, and it honestly makes me kind of want to be a Lightforged Draenei. I know that I said I wasn't gonna race change, and I still honestly I don't want to be a Lightforged Draenei because I actually use Gift of the Naru a lot, and I don't know. I just feel like it's a good heal that's free, but I don't know. I feel like especially right now I have a Mog that is golden, and I feel like it would go really well with this goat.
So what would it take for you to race change?
Honestly, I probably won't, but it definitely makes me want to like play my paladin more because my paladin is a Lightforged Draenei.
My only complaint about this mount is that so there's 4 images here. The front, immaculate. The sides, beautiful. But the back is just like they didn't give it its tail any armor. It's like here's a donkey ass. Like look at it. It's just a regular ass goat butt.
Yeah, but they did put a glowing Naru above it. But you're right. Like they could put some like tail jewelry on it or something.
Yeah, stick some ornaments on that, Ian. You know, maybe hang some like Christmas lights or some of those like really annoying like red hook things that always fall and shatter onto your floor on Christmas morning. Ugh.
Why would you want that on this mount?
Because I probably won't have a Lightforged Draenei, so it won't affect me negatively.
But they'll be like all over the ground in Ouroboros, and you'd have to like step on them.
That's fine. Aaron DC'd, so we're just talking. I'm probably just gonna throw it to Grau. It's probably fine. He can cut this out if he wants to, or you can leave it in for comedic effect.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good time though for Growl.
Okay, Growlina, back at ya. That means we're transitioning into Growlina, Aaron.
In case you didn't get what we were laying down there.
In case you missed the cue that it's been the same for the entire time.
Hey there, loyal listeners. Growlina, back once again to bring you the words of the people. I'm here today with Grooten, who is one of the newest additions to the Alliance, a Cultiran. Now, Groot, I don't know if you're one for honorifics, but you're the first large lad I've had on this program. Well, that's quite an honor. I'll do my best to represent my people, LOL. Do you feel like you see a lot of the island's finest out here in the Shadowlands? Not as many as I would have thought, seeing as we look different from other folks, but enough that I see one or two just about every day. Well, it's good to hear. I know I'm always tickled to see more variety and a move away from your more standard-looking humans. Speaking of the humans, you and I are both non-traditional human folks. When do you think we're finally just gonna go and take over Stormwind for the better people? Oh, well, soon enough, I'm sure. They've had it too good for too long. Just have to get rid of Jaina first, though. Can't have a skinny lady like that leading us husky boys. I'll see what seeds of sedition I can sow next time I'm back in Paralis. For now, though, that's been the segment, and I'm headed back to my cave. Goodbye, everyone. Well, I'm back from the Shadow Zone that I was sent to, at the end of the first half there. But I'm ready, Freddy.
Well, Yugi boy, how was the Shadow Realm?
Be good. Saw Merrick.
You seen my big brother, Sato?
I guess Mokuba was there for a little while, because was he trapped in a card too?
Yeah, he was in season 1.
Yeah.
He was like a vegetable for like, I feel like 2 years of my life, it felt like.
It was the whole first season, I think, basically. Well, most of it.
I just remember the first thing that he did when he came back was he punched that security guard right in the penis. Oh,
nothing.
Pegasus wants you to go to the thing. And he punched him in the penis and jumped out the window.
Strongest 8-year-old to ever punch a man.
Have you seen the sheer amount of hair he has? He needs all the muscle just to hold his head up. But I want to talk about important things, like increased follower experience with Amina in time-bound ruminations, 10,000 Amina for 5,000 follower XP
Why do you keep
BOA.
calling it Amina?
Amina.
I don't know. What does this mean?
Okay. Jesus, guys. Maybe this is why it's for the best that no one actually looks at my show notes and I just lead us into
they're
topics.
they're written in shorthand a lot of the time. Sometimes I'm just like, what? Okay, whatever that is.
Okay, well, what I was gonna do was, oh my god, did you guys see how in 915 they are going to let you spend your anima in order to buy a bind on account item that you can send to other characters to give their followers XP?
Oh yes, I did see this. Now, can you explain further to me because I I forgot.
I didn't. It was not interesting to me at the time, but now I am very interested.
Well, so since we're no longer in an anima drought and like that shit falls from the sky like rain in Seattle or something, but like I don't know, it's 10,000 anima for 5,000 follower XP, which I feel like is I don't know. I mean, like it's getting to the point where a lot of us don't have anything else to spend our anima on anyways. Especially when you buy all the mounts in T-Mog. So I guess it's better to just level up some alts followers or something.
Okay, you know what's funny? The information you just said is presented here, presented here in the notes. But for some reason, you saying it clicked 10,000 times better than me reading it. Because that's huge. Because 5,000 experience is what they give you when they're like, we feel sorry for you. Here's some experience, right? No, that's 50,000, isn't it?
I think it actually might be 75,000. So I think like the rate here is a little low. I feel like it should probably be more than 5,000 follower experience. That'll probably bump up like a level 1 follower, but like I don't know.
Because 10,000 anima, that's at least like a 3 days of pounding the pavement for it.
Yeah, this conversion sucks. 10,000 anima is like a set of a transmog, right?
Yeah, if we're being honest here, I feel like it should be like, if you're doing 10,000 anima, I feel like it should probably be 50,000 follower experience, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, anima will be more prevalent in 915, so maybe that 10,000 won't be that big of a deal. But for now, like, I feel like 10,000 is kind of expensive for that. You could turn it into materials, you could sell that on the auction house, get more out of your, you know what I mean? Like, I guess, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like on a good day of, like, Korthia dailies and me spending a decent amount of time there, I probably, yeah, as Aaron said, I get, like, 3,500 anima, maybe?
I wish they would just, like, have some of this stuff drip in quicker. Like, why do we have to wait till 915 to have a better use for our anima when they could just hot patch it now and give us something, give us a little bit of something to chew on while we wait, you know what I mean?
Especially because we know 7 million things that are coming in 9.1.5, but we don't know when it's coming. And also, long ago we said it was when we'd hit 80 renown level. That's next week.
Next week, boys. We're already there. So what now?
I mean, I don't know. And shit. Is that really next week? Yeah, we're at 78.
Yeah, are you excited to be protector of the Wield?
No, that's horrible. What are your guys' names again?
Sin Eater.
That's so fucking good. Okay, wait. Now, can I use... So in 915, you know how we can switch covenants or whatever freely. Can I use the title of other covenants? Probably not, right? Because I can't be a Sin Eater, keep that title, be under the Ardenwood covenant, right? That wouldn't work.
I would assume not. No, I would guess there are aesthetics you can do, but maybe I do not know.
Because I swear that they said that like you could use the T-Mog and mounts, right? Or did I make that up?
No, that's true. You can, but titles are always so kind of weird that they like the way that they're programmed almost seems like they're just like straight up attached to what you currently are sometimes. And I don't know if they're going to carry that over. The technology of this game is just so rickety sometimes.
Yeah, I've always found it really weird when I make a new character, like which titles I can use at like level 1 or like level 40 or whatever. It's just like, it feels really weird the way that they coded them.
Yeah, it's inconsistent, and I don't think it's that big enough of a deal for them to go back and be like, oh, well, they could be a crazy cat lady at 35, so that's fine. It's like, well, why can't I be a crazy cat lady at level 1? I probably can be. I don't have that title, so it's a bad example, probably. Any crazy cat ladies out there? Let us know if you can wear your title at level 1.
I
Suli
do want to get that
I
title.
saw he was a crazy catman.
Oh.
So make a new character. Let us know. I'm calling you out. I'm pointing at my screen.
5th post of the Hodcast here. Suli.
5th post of the Hodcast.
I know,
Okay,
that's
and
how-
let me open the rule book and scribble that one in.
Write it in there. Okay, but also following 915, increased relic drops in Korthia. I just gotta say, man, like, I know you can grind out Korthia if you're dedicated enough. Like, people have been sitting at 6 since the beginning. I don't want to spend more than 45 minutes, and that's generous. It's probably actually like 15 minutes in Korthia, because it's so boring.
I feel like we've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I absolutely hate how what I have been wanting to do is just, do the Korthia dailies and assume that would level up my archivist's knowledge or whatever it is. But those don't inherently give you any relics, so if you've just been doing that every day, you're not actually ranking up there, which is upsetting. I feel like it should contribute a little bit at least, because you're in Korthia helping out there, but then just to actually grind it out, you have to like do that Mechagon shit where it's just like camping all the rares, looting all the chests, going into the Shadow Realm, and all that shit. And I'm just so tired of it. And I've only been like religiously doing it for like the last week. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm only like 2/3 of the way through 5. And I'm like, all this just for a few sockets, I guess.
And like, my big thing is Mechagon, it felt okay in, because Mechagon, for being a trash island, was still like fun, and it had whimsy. I think whimsy is the most important thing you could have in these island settings.
Yeah, because like, initially I said I liked Korthia, but now I'm just kind of feeling like, where's the flavor?
The flavor is it's just better maw. But the maw is already bottom of the maw is literally described as hell. Only bad people go to the maw. So Korthia is like maw +2. Whereas like we have grass and we have some trees and mushrooms, but it's still the maw and it still sucks horribly.
Yeah.
In Mechagon, I could box people under a waterfall. The mobs were just like more like aesthetic interesting, like robot parrots and giant sea monsters.
But while we're talking about Mechagon, they also announced that they're going to make it easier in 915 to get the Mechadon achievement, and by that I mean that they are going to make the long and annoying timed boss spawns like easier to come by, which I think is good, because like when I like had to wait through that at the end of BFA. It was pretty awful. I was there for weeks, as I mean, all of you guys got the weekly update when we didn't have anything else to talk about.
And aren't they increasing the drop rates of RNG-based elements of it as well? I didn't read the article, but I saw that was in the headline.
So, like, all of the blueprints and whatnot, I assume.
I'm trying to think if Mechagon will be easier or harder now. Probably harder, because if people are there, they're probably bored in max level, so they're probably killing the mobs immediately, and you don't have any time to get there, right?
Oh, you're talking, like, if you are leveling through BFA content? Like, I don't think you would even go to Mechagon, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are trying, in this day and age right now, to get Mechadon finished, are you having a better time than what we had, or a worse time than what we had?
I think currently a worse time because nobody is there, and there are certain things that require people to kill things or do things for rares to spawn, I think. So
yeah, that's true. Some rares do require you to kill stuff, but think of our eye level now. Things are gonna die immediately. You won't have to sit in the middle of that fucking robot heap struggling against 5 robots alone. You probably just die immediately. But if someone's ahead of you, they're gonna kill all this shit immediately, and then sorry, you ain't getting rushed with it for another fucking hour and a half. Set your timer, homie.
Yeah, which is probably why they're making the timers decrease. And also, like, I remember how unlucky I was for, what was it? Fucking Cogmaster or something or other that would not drop my last blueprint I needed for weeks at a time.
It's definitely a good change. I don't want anybody to have to spend the time there more than they have to. I've been through it, didn't like it. Actually, I liked it more than Korthia, so, Okay, we gotta talk about this Tormented Hero title, because I want this title. Because I am a tormented hero of my own story. So it's a Mythic Plus title, and this is the part that everyone's trying to decipher right now. It's awarded to the top 0.1% of Mythic Plus players of either faction. So by default, at a base level, this means if you're Horde, getting this title is going to be 1,000,000 times harder to get than if you're Alliance. So good news for us, bad news for us in the future.
In the future, we're not going
I
Horde.
just say like bad news because like the more people are leaving the Alliance to go play Horde. So like we're on the other side, but people are like, I'm gonna play Horde. We have a dwindling population over here.
Yeah, this is not the GameCube version of Animal Crossing. The population is not growing.
Nice, good one.
But anyways, I crunched a little bit of the numbers here, and okay, so apparently Alliance players, like, okay, so first off, the question is like, sorry, I hit my mic. I'm just gonna re-say that. First off,
you got real
He
heated.
punched it like bam, like Emerald. You remember that guy?
bam.
Too bad he died.
Fuck. No.
George Foreman ate him. And he said, "No fat!" He just excreted all the juices out of his every pore.
Ew. I can just picture it the way that it slides down a Foreman grill. Anyways, they didn't really clarify about whether or not these numbers are like Alliance a region, Alliance worldwide, or whatever, but like the basic math I did, or like even like if it's just all players or just people who have completed like a Mythic Plus dungeon. So my assumption was that it was Alliance players worldwide that have completed at least a +2, like one of them. There apparently, according to the Raider.io website, there are 717,000 of them approximately who have completed at least one. So the top 0.1% of that would be like the top 720-ish players, maybe.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yikes. That's a pretty rough number already.
Yeah, it is pretty high. So then when I looked up the like what IO you would need, it is 2,640-ish, which is basically the equivalent of completing all of them in like a mix of 22s and 3s and 4s.
Oh, no. It's not obtainable. I can't do that.
Slide said, "Oh man, I was full of piss and vinegar, but that's literally impossible for me."
Yeah, so it'll be harder for any of you Horde listeners, I assume. And then in general, it'll probably only get harder once more people realize that this is happening and more people are actively trying to get it.
Or will that make it easier? Because all the losers who aren't even close will be like, guys, let's get a group and do more dungeons for the first time. And then they do dungeons and they inflate the number of people who are trying.
The more people competing, the technically more people can get this.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of those people, like the ones you're talking about outside, have already done at least 1 plus 2 or something. But I think if everyone just logs in to every alt they have that is eligible and runs a plus 2, this will inflate the numbers and make it so that more people can get this title.
This is probably account based though, right? It's gotta be.
I don't know. They're very vague about this so far. So
I would love to be a fly on the wall during this like inception, and you just hear like the math of like who and what they take in for qualifications. If it's alt, if it's account, like wouldn't that be kind of cool to just hear like what is the sub number?
Can you imagine if you were just like the wickedest Mythic Plus guy ever, and you were in the top 100 on 10 of your alts? You're like, motherfucker, I own 10%
Right?
of the titles.
and like it made me feel even worse when I was like, I looked at like how many Alliance Holy Priests qualify for this right now, and there's only like 2, I think, or maybe 2 or 3.
You and Sergei Amanos?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
coming
he
for
was
ya.
at the very top there, you know.
Be the change you want to see in this world. Take that priest high.
In the Zawar.
World.
I kind of want to, but like we could barely do like a 19, so like I don't know. We need some time.
Excuse me, we barely do a 19. We did a 19. We would have done that fine. Yeah, there were just some other issues. So we cleared last week for the first time. We did a 20, right? That was post pod last week.
Yes, but we didn't do it in time. But yeah, we did a 20.
We 2-starred an 18. The 18 turned to a 20. Pew from Dogs with Jobs, Pew could not carry us like he promised us he would. He said, I can carry through anything. Wrong, sir. We failed it. But we failed it because
So much bravado.
the only reason we failed it was because we didn't have a Kyrian in the group. Which is like, that feels so bad. That feels like I don't care that we didn't pass 20 because like I didn't think we were gonna pass to begin with. But if that was like literally one of the main reasons why, because we had the wrong covenant, and I'm like, oh no, we're reaching the point where min-maxing is like hurting us.
And I was just thinking, like, this was a literal shower thought earlier today while I was showering. I was like, wait, so with 915 coming around, you could literally just, because like we have some groups where it's like that we've run with where is like 4 Night Fae and me event there, and then we're like, yeah, let's go to like Mildraxis and try to do a dungeon. It's like I could just swap my covenant just for this so that we have the buff. I mean, I feel like Holy Priest, the covenant doesn't matter all that much in the scheme of things. As far as min-maxing things go, technically in dungeons I probably should be Night Fae as well, but then we'd be 5 Night Fae.
And that's so terrifying to hear because for me, a Pharaoh Druid, my covenant is the only thing keeping me alive at this point. If I was to switch to any other covenant for a dungeon, I'd be on life support below the tanks without my fucking convoke. Like, that's horrifying to think about.
Yeah, no, and that's why my shower thought was basically like, damn, I'd be the one that have to switch covenants. Maybe I should get all my renowns up to 80.
Yes, you should, because we want to get those fucking time shits, bitch. Let's go. We could definitely do 20s. We just need to have... I just want to do 120 in time. Just one. I just want one, because, Aaron, it adds the portal to your spell book. For a long time, I thought it was in your bags. It's in your spell book. It's there forever.
Which portal is this?
If you do a 20 on any dungeon, it'll give you a portal to that dungeon.
Ah, I see. This is how lame that I am. I didn't even know this was a thing.
Listen, we gotta beef you up. We gotta pump you up full of steroids and get you up there.
I mean, I need this heat this weekend. I always say like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I just need. I'm too much of a scaredy cat, and when I try to get into like bigger ones without friends, they laugh at me. They say, "Why aren't you arcane?" And I say, "Please, mister, I'm Fire Mage Extraordinaire." And they said, "We looked at your raid chimp, www.raidchimp.com. Your scores are too low. I want the good scores."
At the very least, we could 100% get you Keystone Master. We can get you that goopy green soup mount.
That's all I want is that ugly tornado mount, please.
We could honestly do that. Like 15s right now to me are like are relaxing. Like they're relaxing to me because I'm like, we're doing 18s, we're doing 17s, and the scaling is so ridiculous that like 15s right now are just so easy, and I could like close my eyes and do them. So like we could definitely do it.
Yeah, I agree. We could, I mean, who knows? We said we don't even know when 915 is, so we definitely don't know when 92 is. So we have a while to do this. So we should probably like start trying to knock out some of those 15s for you, Aaron, so you can get that mount.
I've got a 19.
Nice.
Just do the 19, see what happens.
Hey, let's do that.
Okay, but we have a little bit of time to talk about our raid. I know, Aaron, you are excited to update the people on how our raid night went. So let's fucking go.
So we are recording on a Thursday, and that is specifically because I said in our production chat, hey, let's record tomorrow because I want to talk about getting AOTC. We did not get AOTC.
I will say, though, it was a good, like, push, though, because so basically on Tuesday night, we wiped all night on Sylvanas, but we had, like, some polls that were very close. We had, like a 2% poll? Like, we were reliably getting into phase 3 and getting her down pretty low.
We had a 2% pull, and, that may have been the pull that we could have killed it on. That was the pull that myth.
The worst part is? That is the first pull we had. Both Tuesday and Wednesday, we did our best. We got her within 3% on our first pull, and then the remaining 3 hours were doing worse.
So on that pull specifically, that's the one where myth was like, did people jump off the edge at the end there? Do you guys remember that when he asked that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You mean jumping into the central
in the
platform?
Because let me tell you, as one of the 7 people to jump into the middle, we literally, like lemmings off a cliff. We all saw the person in front of us jump to the platform, like, oh my god, this must be safe to jump to. Because, full disclosure, I have never tried to jump to the platform with scary
I've never seen anyone do it
before. And I saw people jumping and fighting. No, what was happening was people would jump to the platform and Anduin would he would life death grip them to him and go, bow! And he would kill them in one shot. And so people saw that as like, oh my god, we're fighting. 7 people jumped off the edge and got punched in the face by Anduin. Bam, bam, bam. One shot. If all 7 of us would have stayed on the platform with, it was fully covered in goop. So that's why everyone is trying to like, oh my god, we have to be safe. We have to be on the platform immediately.
Yeah, that was the thing I wanted. Any listener out there who's like, well, yeah, you guys fucking blew it. It was the rays or whatever went off. So it was a slow death or, I guess, rolling the bones with Anduin.
And I think because it was the first pull of the second night, everybody was like, oh my god, we're going to get away from this. We're dedicated to the cause. And then we all just got punched in the face. Sylvanas had 52%. I don't know how much damage that last platform does to you in her Enrage, but it's entirely possible. If we all didn't jump off, we could have killed it. Both tanks jumped off. I jumped off.
The thing is, 2% on Sylvanas is actually a lot because her health is
it's
so high.
2 million, right?
But we also have seeds. We have people that have the Night Elf seed, the Night Fae seeds, and that kind of eats a little bit of that time up because they're still considered not dead. You know what I mean? I think it's possible we could have cleared it. Maybe, not for sure.
Yeah, but then like after that pull, we only had like a like 2, maybe 3 pulls the rest of the nights where we even made it to phase 3. But we did have a few pulls where we made it to phase 3 and none of us had died at all. So we had all of our B-reses going into phase 3. We were all alive, and I was like, every time I was like, this is the one, guys. But then like even on like the first and second platform down, like fighting Sylvanas in phase 3, we were clean. But then every time we got to the third platform, and then all of a sudden the platform was mainly covered in goop, and then she sent out darkness, and then basically the entire raid got hit with a double stack of it, and then we would wipe immediately. And I was like, I don't know what we're doing wrong here, guys, but something's wrong.
I think you're right in your theory that the tanks are doing something wrong in phase 3. Because full disclosure, I have 100 and I believe 108 pulls on Sylvanas now. I'm sorry, 108 wipes on Sylvanas.
Wow.
That was what my counter said last night. I mean, like, it's from like multiple groups. You know what I mean? It's a lot. And I never really pay attention to where tanks drop their goo. I just get away from them and do damage. And that pillar 3, I'm like, I can't move on this pillar. And there was a point when all the melee were unable to hit Sylvanas on that first pull because of the sea of goop separating us from her. So I think you're right. They are doing something wrong on phase 3, but because I don't pay attention normally, I don't fucking know what they're doing wrong because I don't know how it's supposed to be done normally.
Yeah, I don't know either. But with like so little room, like we're bound to just get RNG slapped with a double darkness. Like on our last good pull of last night, fourth co-host of the Podge Monkey and I were both the ones targeted with it, and the whole raid had very little room to work with, so we basically just made a Venn diagram of sadness that killed us all.
Venn diagram of sadness. R.I.P. Yeah, because in theory, our Wednesday night should have been better than our Tuesday night, because I'm not going to name any names, but we do have a DPS that does less damage than the tanks. No, sorry. He does more damage than tanks now, but it's bare minimum.
It took him a while. It took him till heroic Sylvanas to get those numbers above board.
But like when he wasn't there, we struggled so much more. So I'm wondering if there's like a scaling thing where like 16 is better than 15 for X, Y, and Z. Because Lynn was saying at 21 people, for some reason, Sylvanas gains 5 million health instead of the regular, like, million health or whatever.
Well, instead of, like, the 2.2, I think, or something like that. It's, like, more than double all of a sudden at 20 to 21. I don't know why.
But I wonder if from 16 to 15, there's a similar weird non-proportional change to the number of DPS you have for that boss. I don't know. Just a theory. Look into it, Redditors.
I think they have their hands busy right now with the cultural crusade, the purification.
Ugh, so done with them. But I do think that next week we have a good shot at clearing it and getting AOTC with our group.
And you know why? You know why? Because this guy's going to hit level 6 with the stupid Korthia people and upgrade his belt. It's been years in the making.
I can show you how to use raid bots, and we can get you higher simmed. That's the math here. We got to get everyone's numbers up.
But what I was really getting at is that this last week we also had one of our primarily normally top DPS had to go tank as well, because one of our main tanks was unable to be there this week. So once we're all back in our normal roles next week, I feel like it should be better all around.
Oh yeah, I forgot though. Like we had Ash tanking, and he tanks literally once every 3 months when Minnie can't be there to tank.
Yeah, it is only when Minnie goes on vacation or whatever.
And that's huge for that fight, because it's so fucking long, which we've said a million times, but I'm gonna say it again. Like the fight, it's fucking long.
Literally every phase needs to be reduced by like 3 minutes, and then I would be happy. But like it's a very long fight. I like all 3 phases, but it's too long.
If you were fighting Sylvanas in the background while listening to this show, you would have just died your 4th time.
Fuck me, man. That's horrible. And now it's time for our top two, bottom boot, medium boot. I'm gonna go first with a big,
nice,
stinking auga.
You gotta stop
this
doing
better
this.
This better be naval based, or else you're getting a wet willy.
I took my ship out to sea and I sailed to Korthia from the Arden Wheel, says Captain of the Wheel.
I don't think you did that, sir.
Auga!
I believe you turn into a ball of light when you go to Korthia, sir.
I did it. I clawed my way to the finish line of fucking hitting rank 6 with Archivist Codex.
Get it? He clawed because he's a feral druid.
He raked his way there.
Which is so funny because I feel like normally if there's like a rep grind that involves power levels, I'm the first one to be like, I'm gonna grind this shit out and I'm gonna get it as soon as I can. I couldn't fucking do it. I could not stomach being in Korthia for that long of a day. You have to be in Korthia for like 2.5 hours at least to maximize your benefits if you're fast enough.
It's so bad, and you're a class that can at least stealth through the Shadow Realm, Yugi boy.
And then, oh my god, you're right. You poor souls have to run. What do you even do?
I keep running until they de-aggro, and I just heal myself along the way and hope I don't run into anything else. It's annoying. I hate it.
Just kidding. There's a plant that saw you 70 miles away, and he just stunned you.
I was gonna say,
seconds.
when that plant roots you, you guys can't just shapeshift into a different form and drop the roots. That's a 6-second root, by the way. It's so long.
I know, it's so long, and I can't dispel it either.
It was on me for 3 seconds.
If I shimmer away, I'm still rooted. I'm just rooted somewhere else.
It was on me for 3 seconds, and I was like, this is too long. Let me shapeshift. And I'm like, that was halfway point of that root on me. Anyway, so I did it. I fucking got my fucking sockets. I went and I bought fucking like 12 conduits to upgrade my stupid conduits with. And now I sim like 200 DPS higher with better sockets in my shit. With the conduits, it feels good. It's done. I don't want to go back there. Please don't give me new gear that I have to socket because I spent every last drop of my 66,000 research on buying those conduits and sockets. Don't make me go back, please, Ian.
I feel like that's inherently a broken system where, like, once you finally get to max level with it, you have 66,000 of the currency that you can spend still. Like, that's crazy to me.
It's like you can't buy the mount until you're rank 6. You can't buy anything until rank 6. And the mount is 5,000. I bought something that gives me now anima in Korthia, I guess, is at rank 6. That was expensive. That was like 7,000. And I'm like, guys, this is a precious resource that I have a lot of, but I really don't because you jacked your prices up. Still on a Ooga, though. Still on a Ooga. What about you, Aaron? What's your top two, bottom boot, medium moot?
Well, I come to you this week with a medium moot.
Moot?
And it is a moot that I admittedly have put myself in. But today, with the purchase of the final Venthyr staff, I have spent everything that you can spend anima on in Sinfall.
Oh, well, so what else is there that you can spend it on? Is there something in Korthia?
Just healing, just getting materials, I guess, like mats, and healing people on your table, which I don't do.
I only really started doing that recently because, like, I don't really have anything else to spend it on until 915, apparently, when we can ship it off to other places.
So I guess that's the thing to do, but right now I have no use for my anima. I have absolutely zero use for offerings, and I don't know. I was like, I guess it's a good thing that I will be completing my Korthia stuff tomorrow, because it's like, well, dang, I can't do anything here now. Life is meaningless.
Oh shit, how far are you from your Korthia rank 6?
800. I will do it tomorrow.
That's crazy. I'm so far behind from you guys. I just don't like going there, honestly. I don't like doing the part that actually gives you the relics, but anyway.
Let me tell you, all you gotta do, put on an episode of How the Earth Was Made. smoke a lot of weed, and just sit here for 2.5 hours, maximizing every single fucking thing Korthia has to offer. Your brain will hurt. Your eyes will cry. But you too can achieve maximum sockets.
I just, fire up YouTube in the background, put on a Pat Mac Lost Sonic Media video, and just cruise.
Hey.
I love when he talks about Dr. Amigo. He sounds like the first time every time.
I feel like I need a weird immune-themed subsect of YouTube to go look at while I do my Korthia day.
Yeah, because I thought whenever you see me in Korthia, I'm watching something weird on YouTube that, like, you wouldn't be watching on YouTube, right?
No, and then, like, whenever I have something to say to you, you're like, what did you say? And then you're, like, kind of mad that you have to, like, pause it and take off your headphones and talk to me.
Yeah,
like,
you have to put away how the Earth was made.
Send me a Wow Whisper or something so I can just read it and hear how the Earth was made. It's insane, by the way, how Earth got its water. Not from comets, like you would think. Actually came from meteors, from asteroids. Crazy.
It's insane. The Irish Lost Media theme song for Sonic X sounds totally different. Pat can run you through the whole thing.
And it's insane how maybe this is why I haven't, like, done Korthia, I guess.
Just gotta load up in a music video, and there you go. You have your stuff for Korthia.
Just listen to the same Adele music video for 2 hours. But anyways, Immune, what's your TTBBMM?
Well, I feel like I gotta round things out here with a bottom boot.
Oh, no.
And it's really just the fact that, like, I don't know, our group wiping on Sylvanas for 2 nights in a row, 6 hours combined of wiping on Sylvanas, takes its toll on somebody, you know? And that fight is just so grueling, too. If it was a shorter fight, I wouldn't feel this way, probably. But, like, the fact that it's a 14-minute fight, it's just awful. I mean, I don't know.
Is
it the longest one we've ever done?
It's gotta be.
I'm trying to remember
it definitely
in my
has to be.
history.
There's no way a fight's been longer than this. If a fight has been longer, it's because the boss didn't have an enrage timer, and like we as Phoenix Fusion fuck something up supremely.
Yeah. So I think that's just like my encompassing bottom boot for the week. It has just been kind of rough, and then when I wasn't raiding so far this week, I was doing Korthia, and I hate Korthia. I hate that grind. It's just like, it's not me. I don't want to be there. I don't want to do this anymore.
Listen, don't do it. Just what you do is you just go by, you kill the rarest you can, but still check the quests, because sometimes quests give you 300 artifact, whatever the robot man reads for his rap. I don't know what the fuck what it's called.
I like that he reads it. He's just like, can you get me some comic books? And then you do, and he's like, oh yes, this is my shit.
I love Brumhilda.
He's like, it's Monday, get me some Garfield.
I love Jim Davis.
I want to see what that chubby lasagna cat's up to.
What is that family?
I hate Heathcliff.
What is that family called?
Family Circus.
Yeah, give me some Family Circus. Wasn't they like racist or something? There's something wrong with them. Something happened to the family.
Well, it's just Family Circus is from like 1942, so I don't know if they were
Canceled.
out, but I'm sure they made some not great jokes during Halloween.
I'm sure Manipause would make a post defending Family Circus on the Facebook page for Proudmore, so you'll see it soon.
Jeffy was part of my childhood. Not me was the funniest joke in existence, everyone.
Okay, well with that, we're done. We finished. If you have any comments, questions, complaints, send it to us at donotrelentlpod@gmail.com. You can email me at navarracoffin@gmail.com. Figure out the spelling, you get there. Tweet at us on Twitter, Do Not Relent Pod. Leave us a review on Warcraft Radio, Apple, follow us on Spotify. Do what you want. We didn't read the review for Warcraft Radio. We have to read it next week and take 5 shots in honor of our boy. We fucked up.
We will. He was waiting this whole time. He had his parents. He called his parents to come over and say, "Listen, they're gonna read it."
The only reason I knew,
And then
the only reason I knew was because he made a face, and I was like, "Home Alone kid." No.
I even put it at the very top of our notes, but I even skimmed over it. I'm so sorry, Crucifix. We will read this review and take a shot.
Oh
next
my
week.
god, it's in our notes! It's in the notes!
It was slightly, so it was under like the BIUA like banner here. I scrolled up and there it wins.
No! The whole point of the show notes though. We beefed it! What about you guys?
Yeah.
Where can they find you on the internet? Shame.
Well, you can find me over in the corner crying in shame for missing this review, but you can find me on the internet as Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or you can find our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at thebigacheesy on twitter.com. You can read our literary musings at donotrelent.livejournal.com. I wrote a lovely love letter to my floating fireballs from Legion today.
Ooh.
You can find me streaming at twitch.tv/AaronDNR. And immediately after this recording, you can find me in the warm embrace of the mysterious world of prototype toys and merchandise, Sonic, cartoons, Nintendo, and more. Thanks,
all I'm
Pat.
saying is somebody has to tell Crucifix that we did not read his review, because he's going to listen to the episode and wait for it, and it's never going to come until this part at the very end when it's addressed, and he's going to be sad. So
I got it, especially since we specifically asked if he could do it in this manner, so I feel very bad.
Can you subjugate yourself to us, and then we will ignore you?
Oh no. Alright, we're out of here. Sorry, Crucifix. See you guys next week. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.